Hi guys, we're going to get up close and personal today. Now, tell me whether you females or your husbands or boyfriends or significant others, have you ever noticed this with your partner or they have shared this with you? Do they or do you constantly get yeast infections or bacterial vaginosis? You know, yeast infection where you have the cottage cheese like discharge, or bacterial vaginosis where down there smells fishy. Well, as long as those are the issues and it's nothing else coming from something else, I have the plug for you. Now, before I continue, I'm gonna ask you guys to please subscribe. You can like the video before I end it, or at the end you can like it, but sometimes we forget to do it. So subscribe, like, share out the video for me, please, and please comment. Tell me what's your experience. Tell me anything you know about this topic. So let me jump into it. So guys, welcome back to another episode of 40 and Beyond. We're gonna be speaking about yeast infection and bacterial vaginosis. Now remember, I'm no medical professional. I'm just sharing with you things that has worked for me and things that I've seen other persons use and it has worked for them. Now, yeast infection, we have that cottage cheese like discharge. You can get it from either your underwear being too tight or your underwear being damp and you're keeping it on. Let me just share with you guys. I change my underwear probably 3 times for the day. I don't know if anybody does that, but I do it. I try to change my underwear as much as possible. And because I'm at home, I guess it's easier for me to do that. I guess if you're on the road, it's probably a little harder to always to carry underwear around with you. But anyways, do whatever works for you. I know people who go commando, so no underwear, and that works for them also. Because the truth is, the more air, sorry for the noise, the more air that you are able to get there, it is the best for you. So sleeping in the nude helps for you to not let you get yeast infection. Yeah, as much as you can keep it airy, it is better for you as a woman. All right, so yes, tight underwear, wet underwear, sometime possibly the changing of a sexual partner or a sexual partner, messing around may cause you to have a yeast infection. Bacterial vaginosis, it's, as it says, bacterial, so it could be that some form of germ has gotten there, whether through probably your partner's fingers or sexual intercourse, or yeast infection can then develop into bacterial vaginosis. There are so many ways that you can get germs down there or whatever, right? Guys, ladies, men, you have to be intimate with your person, with your significant other's body, or women, you have to be in touch with your body. If down there feels funny, you should be the first one to know. Your partners also should be able to say, something is a bit off. So just tying it back into my whole page, I know what my page represents in terms of speaking about being 40 and older, even though this topic is for every woman that has a vajayjay, right? So getting your I don't know if you watched my previous video which I spoke about keeping their moist. If your area is dry, right, that can cause you to have yeast infection. Perimenopause, menopause causes that area to be dry, and if it is dry, you can get a yeast infection because of that, right? So what I'll be sharing with you is a remedy to get rid of it. And I mean, as long as there's nothing else, there's no other underlying issue other than just yeast infection or bacterial vaginosis, right? I have known persons who have had the issue constantly and going to doctors, getting antibiotics and creams, and it just keep on coming back. Persons who have diabetes, this happens also, where you get constant yeast infections. Your sugar level is always so high. You can get yeast infections being diabetic. So if you know persons who are diabetic, let me share it with you that they always have recurring yeast infections. Now, first tip that I will give you before I get into the meat of the matter is keeping hydrated. Guys, we have to keep ourselves hydrated. We have to drink a lot of water, right? Once our body needs the water, we keep ourselves hydrated, especially in perimenopause, menopause, our body gets dry. Even as a young person, you can not being hydrated can cause you to have yeast infection. We need to be hydrated to keep our body functioning at optimal, right? That's the first thing. Second thing, so I try to drink as much water as possible. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes you don't want to be going to the bathroom so often, but you have to try and keep yourself hydrated. Next thing is a probiotic. Women, it is so important. Men too, it's so important to take a probiotic. You have women probiotics, you have men probiotics. So this one that I take, it promotes vaginal and urinary tract health. It improves digestive regularity. It restores yeast and pH balance. It supports the immune system. So there are two that I'm taking right now. So it's this one and this one. Sometimes I mix them up because they say sometimes you have to change the probiotics that you take. So I don't take the same probiotic all the time. This one, let me see what it says. This one doesn't, this just say, it has 35 strain, 5 prebiotics. So this has pre and probiotics. This one is really just a probiotic. Now, what I have read and learned is that as a woman, you shouldn't take less than 50 billion CFU. So you see this one says 100, I'm trying to get it focused, 100 billion CFU. And it's 2 capsules that you would take to get to 100 billion. So what I do is just to take 1 capsule, right? And at the back, it will also show you the different probiotic blends. So it have lactobacillus in various different forms. Yeah, so they have a lot of different probiotic complex. They'll show you the different thing that it's good for. But as I said, a woman, 50 billion or more. If you have find that you have a yeast infection, you feel as if, down there feel a little bit funny, you can bring it up to 100. Probiotic won't cause any issues if you take too much, right? So I normally take 50 billion. If I feel funny, like, all right, if I exercise, right? And I find that after I've exercised, I've sweat and I haven't taken off my underwear the same time, what I will do is increase my probiotics. And I take my probiotics at night, right? So just before I go to bed, that is one of the things, the supplements I take before I go to bed. So I take my probiotics at night. Drink a lot of water with your probiotics, right? It is important to drink a lot of water with your probiotics. This should be like a staple in a woman's life, a man's life also. Probiotics. All right, so let me jump into what though is like a game changer. Speak to your doctors about it. It's not everything that you're supposed to, be ready to put there. Speak to your doctor. Hear what your doctor say. And you have to know your body and see what works for it. So what I'm going to be sharing with you is, and I'm sure you probably have heard it before, it's boric acid. So this bottle, I'm trying to see if I can, the one here, I'm not necessarily suggesting a particular one because you have some that are a bit harsher than others. You have to just see what works for you. I've used one that I got locally in Jamaica from, one of these people that distribute them. I bought these off Amazon. Well, I have 2 different types that I bought off Amazon. And the one I got from the young lady, it actually gives a little bit of lubrication also outside of just killing whatever it needs to kill. So this one it says supports healthy pH balance, promotes healthy vaginal yeast and bacterial balance. It has aloe vera. It has boric acid, and it says it has FOS, probiotic enhancer, right? So as I said, I'm not necessarily suggesting anyone, but I've used this one and I've not had any issues. I've used this one, I've not had any issues. So, all right, let me tell you the time that you can use probiotics. So, boric acid, which can help you with the balancing here. You see, after your period, you do what you can use one, right? You put it in and you use it with a, they normally come with the, you know what you call the thing that you use to push it in, right? Applicator, right? So, right, so I use, so you can do one right after your period, right? To just clean up everything there. You can do one after you've had sex. Because if you're not sure, you know, or if possibly you're, I know persons say that they are allergic to the latex in condoms, and that can cause them to have yeast infection. So you can do it right after sex. If you're exercising and you realize that you feel funny down there, you can do it. But if you have a full-blown yeast infection, they normally say do it for 7 days. Some persons will say push it in twice per day. So like once in the morning, once in the night, or you can do it once per day. I don't know, whatever works for you. As I say, you can speak to your medical professional and they will tell you what is best for you. So, yeah. So if you have a yeast infection, they say normally 7 days or 2 weeks or 14 days, and it should clear it up. BV, same thing, 7 days or 14 days, and it should clear it up. I guess depends on how bad it is. But guys, this is something you can just use regularly. Let's say right after your period, or if you're having sex, you can use it after having sex, or you can use it if you just feel a little bit funny down there. It is nothing that, well, based on what I know about it, it's nothing that will hurt you. But as I said, speak to your doctors about it. But guys, trust me, this is a game changer. Boric acid is a game changer. Persons who are constant yeast infection because of diabetes, try it. I know doctors will suggest using the canesten and stuff like that, and I know people who use it and it just don't do anything for them. So guys, this is a game changer that I'm putting to you. The boric acid combined with probiotic and lots of water. So guys, put in the comments what you think about it. What if you've tried it? Share with the community and let us know how it works for you. And if you've had a conversation with your doctor, tell me what your doctor say about it. But I know it is a game changer. It is something I've tried. It has worked for me. As I say, I complement it with probiotics. Well, I always take my probiotics and drinking a lot of water. So guys, we've come to the end of another 40 and beyond. I hope it was very informative, and I hope it will help you with any issues you may be having, whether it be because of perimenopause, menopause, or just life in general. So guys, see you again on the next episode of 40 and Beyond. Bye.